Hi guys, and welcome to Behind the Streams, a podcast all about gaming, streaming, and
Yep.
today OBS. Right there. Can
OBS.
you see
OBS
that?
indeed, my man. Hello, how you doing, Tone?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Yourself? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So, Tone, what are we doing today? You mentioned it. We're doing OBS. So we
We've got a little bit OBS going on. Yeah, as I said, this is going to be an interesting task, if you will, an interesting insight to how we might be able to do a bit of educational videos. We
Yeah.
talked about this really briefly at the start of season 1, didn't we?
Season 1, back
Season
in the
1,
day,
boy.
nearly a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago. Fuck, it's gone so quick, mate, isn't it? Like,
Has it,
I just
has it?
forget sometimes. It all kind of blurs into like one timeline. But yeah, a year ago, man,
So-
a year ago.
You wanted to do educational videos. We then went into interviews and stuff, and then we went to news because there was so much bloody news. So let's go back to the roots.
We're going to go back to roots today, yeah, and show you guys, if you haven't already, how to set up OBS and to get started on Twitch and other live platforms. And as I said, yeah, it'll be a cool test to kind of test the waters of how this is going to work and if it goes all right. But this is kind of something I wanted to do since the beginning, as I said, yeah, to kind of showcase educational side of streaming,
Going to be
behind the streams, if you will.
Yeah, behind the streams, but it's going to be quite hard doing it not in the same room. So we've had to improvise, and hopefully it goes well.
Absolutely, mate. I think, like, just a side note, I think we've done bloody well considering lockdown. Like, lockdown can't hold us down.
No, indeed. That's my catchphrase now, isn't it? Indeed. So, man, you've already got OBS open right there.
We've skipped a few steps, but like as I said, let's just bring it back for a minute and say you're an absolute beginner and you're like, I don't even know what a computer is.
Oh,
I don't know what these things are. Well, as I said, like to get started on streaming, you do need OBS. Was it Open Broadcaster Software?
Open Broadcaster Software. Yep, and it shortens OBS. That's what it stands for. So you need to go to the website and download and install it. The website is obsproject.com. And Tone, we're going to put it in the description below.
Yeah, as I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click on that and go straight to the website and download it there. And it's a simple, just installer. You know what I mean? Like with all the other programs, it's exactly the same kind of thing. And as I said, from there,
so
we're going to go into we're going to go into it a bit.
So we downloaded it. Now what?
Download it, install it, and then, as I said, we are going to go into it now. So, like, I got it open up in this window. Ooh, magical, eh?
Shiny.
The shiny time. So, as I said, the first thing you want to do roughly is you want to get your Twitch key going. And I found a way to doing this before because, like, in the old days, you had to literally go on Twitch, go create a dashboard, go settings, and find your stream key here. But apparently, in the updated OBS, all you have to do now is just go tools. No, you don't. You go settings, which is in the right-hand side there. And if you go to stream, as I said, you've got a connect account recommended tab there. But you can also use your old stream keys, which is handy because, as I said, there's other platforms out there as well that like Facebook Live and YouTube, which use different keys.
Mixer, rest in peace.
Mixer. Oh, bless you. It's like Ninja, just like, I used that once.
Once, it got a lot of money, but yeah. Mixer, so any sort of broadcasting software, you need a key. So the key is you've got to keep it hidden because somebody has your key, they can broadcast on your channel. Does that make sense? Yes.
Yeah, so as I said, if you've got the key, you can essentially go live on someone else's. So that's why I've looked at my screen very heavily to be like, please don't show my key off.
Please don't.
Because I don't want people streaming on my thing.
Okay, so you got your create. Just once more, if you didn't hear it, if you want to go to Twitch, you go to create dashboard, you go to settings, stream, primary stream key, copy. It'll be loads of dots because you can unhide it to see the actual. It's loads of letters and numbers. And you click copy, and then you paste it in OBS. But as Tone said, you can just connect it via OBS. When you downloaded,
I think this is quite a new feature.
Did you connect it, or did you copy your stream key when you first installed it?
I think with this one, when I first did it back in the day, it was stream key. I remember it being quite a difficult process, to be honest, to be like, how do I even get started? You know what I mean? Because that's one thing people don't really talk about too much is like the actual initial setup of it, getting started. So I remember I struggled for a while trying to find this key. And then when I did, I kind of worked out. And I think I actually did a few tests on Facebook Live too, just to get the hang of that. Yeah.
One day.
One day, do you think?
No, I don't know, man.
Maybe YouTube Live one day. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, yeah. So as I said, once you kind of go that, if you connect your account, you go through a simple wizard process. And you can log in to your Twitch account, and then it does all the other bits for you and stuff. But then once you've done that, the second thing you have to do now is get your canvas going. As I said, you need a workspace to work in, for example. So as I said, you've got a few options here. You can either do it manually, going through settings, which I can show you quickly.
So you go settings, and then you go to canvas.
Output. Actually, we should talk about this really quickly, actually, because this is something you shared with me way back in the day when I got started.
Yep.
And I was like, how the fuck didn't I know this? Because as I said, I was doing it so long-winded. But see this little encoder window here? It's a bit blurry. I don't know if you can catch that.
But there's second one.
There's a second one down in Streamer, but it's encoder. And you can click your hardware section, which this means is that OBS balances your broadcasting to both your CPU and your graphics card. So it's not so intensive on running it on your computer. You know what I mean?
So what does it default as?
Software. It goes, I think, unless you've got
software.
It goes to software, and that's why I had so much trouble because I was doing Doom. I was streaming Doom for a while,
Mate,
and it's the most basic game
on a pregnancy test.
Yeah, apparently that. Yeah. And I was still struggling with it. It was buffering like mad, and I was getting a bit like, oh god, kind of thing. But then I found out you told me this option, and then it just ran like so smooth, and I was like, why wasn't I doing this from the start?
Yeah,
and that's a good tip. You got to share with people, man.
You got to share it. So basically, if you don't have a very good computer that can run both at the same time, because don't forget, if you're streaming a PC game, that's also using resources. So you want to balance it out so it's not all in one cup. Don't put your eggs all in one basket, people.
That's it. Don't put all your broadcasting in one thing, in it. Yeah. So let it balance between, as a CPU, video card, and as I said, like software based that way. Right. So I've just looked. Yeah, video. Here we go. Right. So if you go down in that bar, you've got video, and as I said, you've got base canvas resolution, and then your output, which is kind of, it's more what the kind of quality you'll be streaming to people. So
what does Twitch? Oh, I've blanked you out there.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
You're gone.
Yeah. I think Twitch is 720. It's a standard one, I think.
So even though people have 4K stuff, it actually defaults it to 720p.
Which I didn't actually know that until the other day, because I was asking you a few things, wasn't I, about a video I was making, and you went, "Oh yeah, it's all outputted to 720." When I checked, yeah, you were right. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Which is
kind of, I didn't know.
Thank you for the follow, yeah, Mama. But yeah, so it definitely is annoying because people have like 1080p, 4K now, but Twitch, as a blanket rule, you're out at 720p. So it's a little bit annoying, but I think partners, and don't quote me on this, maybe if I'm right, quote me, they get up to 1080p.
Oh, do they? Yeah.
Or higher, I don't know, but we need to check that out.
We'll check that for you. We'll put it in Discord at some point. Yes. So as I said, at the moment, I've got a base canvas set up at 1920, 1080. That's pretty much your 1080p scale. But I've also got the output scale down to 720, because sometimes I feel like a bit of lag and all that, and I kind of go, right, I'm going to move that over slightly, and it just makes it run a bit better. Not exactly clearer, but it just a bit less laggy kind of thing. However, if you don't want to do any of this, you have got another option. You can let now OBS do it for you.
Oh, wow.
Which is what I found out this the other day as well. So if you go Tools, and then the first one, Auto Configuration Wizard. I won't do it now because I've got myself logged in. But if you do that, it then runs through all your hardware, and it picks the best setting for you depending on your PC.
And it's a potato.
It's like, and it's a potato, and it can't even run.
Diagnosed.
But a pregnancy test scan.
Okay, so that's really handy. Again, if you don't want to go into all the specs of it, you can click the auto run wizard. Obviously, you can probably optimize it better, but that's a quick and easy way to get the easiest way to do it, for sure.
It's the easiest way, yeah. And as I said, 9 times out of 10 as well, because it also does your IP address and how good your internet speed is.
Okay, so it runs a speed test as well.
It kind of tests everything, your time zone and all that, and make sure that you've got the best settings. So what you could do as a rule of thumb, you could always do that as a start to get your other settings set up. And if you're finding it that, my hardware, my computer's just not up to it, it's a little bit laggy or it's a bit off, then you can go manually and just showed you what I just did there. You can reduce the canvas size and the scale that way. It does help big time. As I said, I've done a lot of testing and a lot of ripping my hair out to find out how to do it and get the best results,
I've seen your PCs, man. How you do them? It's just like
Oh,
you're
at the moment, I've got
Frankenstein.
this one going through. This is a extension cable for HDMI. It's going around the back of that screen,
Yep.
and I've got two optiplexes. One's a
Right.
small form factor, and the other one is like my Andre the Giant one I have. And
Okay.
that's the one I sent you the photo where it's all ripped open at the back. So I hide
Yes.
that away. No one sees that kind of thing.
It's
But
scary, people. I'm not gonna
I
lie. It's
literally, I
scary.
remember this is what happened. This is a funny story actually. I bought a graphics card of CEX, and it was a double one. You know, like sometimes you get the ones with like double outputs on it,
Yeah.
and they're chunky. They're really big. So I was like, oh, I really want to put it in this PC. I know it works, but the case ain't working. So I literally just got a pair of pliers and just
Yeah.
dented the metal.
How'd
And
you
it
do?
just looked like an absolute monstrosity in the end. It was just like cable and bits are sticking out everywhere. But I was like,
Man.
it's alive.
Is it alive? Does it work?
It works, yeah, man. I use it all the time, yeah. As I said, especially if I'm doing, well, this is a cool thing as well. So like, if you can do this as well, I found it, if you can have multiple PCs,
Mm-hmm.
that also works. So what you can do is you can game on one and then use a capture card to send it to your
Other
broadcasting PC.
And then that again lowers the amount of usage on one PC because my old PC was literally melted. It was just so much was going on. So
I remember you telling me
if you
about
have
that.
two, obviously you're splitting it between it, and it'll run a lot smoother for you.
Exactly, yeah. And it's a really cheaper alternative sometimes to do it that way. So I've got two, one that I run OBS off and one that is just simply for gameplay. I did a lot of the Tony Hawk stuff on as well, like as it went on. So yeah, as I said, it's a cool way of doing it. As I said, you find out what works best for you, and it's just little workarounds. I personally like getting really old hardware and making it work. I find that way more satisfying when I can go, yeah, I only paid like 20 quid for this, and it's up and running. Do you know what I mean?
And it runs Doom.
And it runs Doom finally.
So man, we've connected.
Cool.
We've downloaded OBS. We've connected our Twitch key. That's really hard for me to say. Twitch key. We've now got a blank canvas. We set the canvas size. What do we do now?
So now, as I said, this is a cool thing. So we've got a few tabs at the bottom. I don't know if you can see them here. So we've got scenes.
You got scenes, have you? Well, let's bring that up.
I got some scenes for you, boy.
Okay,
right.
still blurry.
So this is kind of handy in terms of like, if you've seen our streams, we normally sometimes have like an introduction screen, then a loading one, then you have a main, which is where you actually run all your streaming, and then you can have like an outro or a follow social media thing at the end.
Yep.
So I'm going to show you how to do that now. It's really, this is simple, as I said, but it kind of is important to have it because when you are live doing it, you want to be able to go between things quickly because you're live, isn't it? Like,
you can make as many scenes and I believe as many as you want. So what you do is click the plus and then you can name it whatever you want. So we're going to call this one.
I'll call this one intro.
Oh, original. Okay, so intro.
So then you go intro there. I'm going to literally just move that one above that one. And then you can rename them as well. So if you right click on each one, you can go rename. And I'll call this one main.
Yep.
So as I said, that's going to be the main content. And we'll show you a minute of just going between the two and how it looks. Because obviously from your side, it looks like one continuous feed. But when we're doing it all behind the streams, we're like moving bits around, hiding bits, muting bits and all that. And it's kind of, yeah. So I think a good rule of thumb is to have maybe, I'd say 3 to start off with.
Yeah, 3 to
kind of things. You've got your intro, your main, and your outro.
I don't want to say how many I have.
Mate, yours, you got so many like mini games within the game. It's like
mine's horrific. It's so
cool
bad.
though. I like watching it. Like when we go live, I kind of get a chance to see all of it. I'm like, oh, so many there. And what does that do? It's cool. It's a cool way of
so for instance, on our one on behind the streams, we have starting, intro, guests, behind the streams, a Tony one, and a Josh solo. Because I'm not quite Tony solo, but so we have the guest one, which has all the different sources, which we're going to get into in a bit. And different sources, you don't want them all in one scene. So sources go into scenes. So we're on, which one we're going to do first, man?
We'll do intro, and I'm just, as I said, because at the moment I'm kind of making a new lot for my stuff.
Okay.
So I thought this is a good opportunity to kind of showcase me going through it. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'll be here all day otherwise.
Yeah.
And I've done some other things on my channel if you want to follow that, just to kind of show animation and bits and pieces. But I'm just going to show you a quick way of like in getting your media into the canvas, moving it around, using maybe a few filters. So as I said, so the next tab you have is sources.
So
it's the same process. You just go down to the little
yeah.
add-on icon there.
So remember I said about the sources, sorry, the scenes. The scenes is like the book, and then the sources are the pages.
Yeah, everything in between. So everything you see on screen will be in this sources tab. Yeah.
So that goes from everything from audio to visual to follower alerts and everything in spaceships.
Spaceships, especially in your one. All your spaceships are in your sources.
Yeah.
So as I said, it's exactly the same thing. You just go add kind of thing, and then you have all these options here. I'm going to start with an image. So as I said, thanks to Illuminatra, who done our new logo, I've got it added here. And also you can name each one so you know what you're doing. So if I just go tone solo for the moment.
So just a breakdown of that plus button that Tone Solo pressed. It literally has everything. So your audio input, output, browser, images, scenes, text, window captures. So this is a window capture up there. And also webcams, microphones, and his webcam is a window capture as well. So you can really... you can do whatever you want with it, as long as you can do it.
Yeah, this is where your mind can do as much as you can think. As I said, I've had Ainsley Harrier, I've had everyone in this thing. So I'm going to quickly show you. Yeah, so if you go to your image file, you just browse. I've made a folder just quickly here. Like I just said, I've got a few things here, some overlays. I'll show you in a minute how to put them on. I'm just going to grab this logo that Illuminatra done of my half of it. And as I said, you can load it up and you just go, okay. And there you have it, my big old mug on the screen.
Beautiful. So all you can do is right click on it.
Yeah. And then this is a good tip in it, yeah. Transform fit to screen.
Yep, that's it.
Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah,
there we go. Boom.
There we go. Where am I, man?
I could add you in.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So remember, you downloaded OBS. You got your Twitch key. You connect your Twitch account, and all you get is a black screen. So it's your mind. Whatever you want to do with it, you can do. We chose to put ourselves inside Game Boys.
Yeah. That's it. So as I said, that's a good idea. Yeah. So on the screen now, all these little like Game Boy bits are in the sources file as separate PNGs, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. So a good little tip here also. You see where you can lock it. So yep, that's it. So you can lock it, press it. So now you cannot move that scene.
Yeah. No matter where I click on it, or as I said, if I had multiple things, which I'm going to have in a bit, it won't affect this, which is very crucial, as I said, when getting started in it. Yeah.
So if you unlock it now, Tone.
Yep, I can even hide it as well. So say if you're working on stuff and you want to you don't want to delete it, you just want to hide it for a minute and work on some other bits, and then see what it looks like when you put it back in. Hide it.
The other thing that's really useful, and I use a hell of a lot, maybe too much, so it's unlocked, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you click on it once,
you
can then press Alt. If you hold Alt and then the mouse, you can change sorry, click on it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So you hold Alt and then you just drag it, and then you can change it all about. So it's very, very handy and useful.
Yeah, if you hold down Alt and isn't it when you do it on the second time, or double click on it, and then you can also crop using that?
Yeah, that's what I use a lot, but I don't know why that's doing that yet. But we'll find out. But yeah, you can do that.
We'll find out in a minute, yeah. So as I said, what I'm going to do is quickly, for the intro one, I had a brief video clip. So this is on the drop-down menu now. You've got media here. Media source.
Media source, yep.
So I'm going to click that. As I said, I'm going to just put, I think I'm going to have this as a background, I think, maybe. Do that. Browser. I've got some dabbage for you right there. I'm going to show you how to do that. I've got some damage in the house. So yeah, I've got a loading bar here.
Yeah.
Which I was thinking about doing for the intro. You can also loop media.
Yep. So
I will be doing on this one because, as I said, I want it to kind of like a loading bar to keep going around until I'm ready to go live.
The other thing you want to look out for, if you do not set it to loop, it's going to play once and then it'll just be hidden. So you're like, wait, where'd it go? This is why you need to keep it on loop. And if you want it to continue going.
Yeah. That's a very good point, actually. Yeah, because otherwise, all your media will play, and you'll just be greeted with a black screen, and you'll be like, "Oh, actually, what? I don't know. Yeah, what happened to all the stuff I did?" So yeah, we're going to loop this one. As I said, we're going to transform it again. to fit the screen. There we go. So at the
Beautiful.
moment, we this is quite an interesting fact. So we've got a green screen filter on our behind the streams thing right now. So that's why you can't see this loading bar right here, because it's green.
Oh,
So what I'm going to do as well, because at the moment you can see it's blue background, isn't it? Right.
yeah.
So if you look down here in this small little tab, it's got filters. So I'm going to click that. My mouse is a little bit laggy, apologies. Right, and then you've also got video filters and effect filters.
Yep.
So we're going to look at effect ones. We're going to put in a little tricky bit of chroma key.
Excellent.
Which is, as I said, this is a little bit more advanced. This is going more in green screen territory, but I thought I'll show you quickly. It's not much to it once you get the hang of it. So chroma key that. I'm just going to call it chroma key. And then this is, you got your color type.
Yep.
So for this one, I'm going to use blue because I want to get rid of the blue background. It's like, it's pretty self-explanatory. And as I said, you can't see it, but it is actually green on here. But it's because we've got green screen within a green screen. It's very like in the Matrix kind of.
Oh, right now, yes.
So I'm going to, so once I've picked that, I'm happy with that. I'm going to go close. And now you can see that. Well, you can't because
because
the green screen's looking out. But if I move the background over, you see the little bar going across my eyes?
Load it over his face. Go on.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, wait, hold on.
Did you just load it over his eyes? Oh, my God.
It's like really like fitty, isn't it? Yeah, but you can see that.
So we've added sources now.
It's better sources, yeah.
You
So
can see
I'm going to hide my logo for now.
Yeah.
And just for the time being, you can't really see it too well because it's a black and black screen kind of thing. But I'm going to have some kind of background thing going on. I don't actually know what yet, but there will be a loading screen from that. And then once I put it in place, as I said, I can lock that now.
Yeah.
The little thing there. And as I click all around, I can put me back. I can move me around a little bit here if my mouse doesn't play up. There you go. Look, I'm moving me around and it's not affecting this loading bar.
So, Tom, we've added media sources. You've just shown a chroma key. Most people, I'd say the fair majority of streamers have a camera.
That they do. And as I said, I've got one right here for you.
Oh,
so I'm going to go into main. I'm going to go into the main one. So this is how I'm going to go. So I'm going to go, if you click on each scene now, you go between them. Can you see that?
Yep.
So as I said, I got my intro there. And if I was ready, I would be like waiting, let the loading go. Then I go, right, I'm going to go live now. Then I click my main and then I'm in a new window kind of thing. So yeah, let's add a camera, shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
So if you go on add and then go down to video capture device.
Yep.
You click on that. We're going to go okay for now. And this should bring up. Can you see that panel?
Yep. It's a bit blurry, but I can see it. So the top
You
one...
it's the first one that comes up with that. And as I said, I've got my capture card here, which you can't see because nothing's loaded in the moment. But for the time being, we're going to go with this general UVC.
Okay.
And then boom, we have a camera, people.
It's beautiful. So this is Tony in his real raw state.
Yeah, like, don't look at me, I'm hideous right now. Which we're going to edit a little bit in a minute. But yeah, so if we go down to, I'm going to just leave this all as default because the color ranges, I could put these up if I want.
We'll do that on a different screen, on a different stream.
Full. We're going to put it as full for now. And then, as I said, color space, we can put it as the highest one. Doesn't really matter too much because I normally go back and white anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, true, you do.
I do, yeah.
So that's how...
Okay, so now... Go on, yeah, what was you going to say?
So that's how, if remember Tom mentioned the green screen, this is actually green behind me. There's a green screen, and if you've ever seen my streams, name up the top, name drop, I'm just floating in space. So it's a green screen filter, then I use a chroma key, as Tony showed earlier, and that deletes the background, because I've got a green background. Good job my eyes aren't green, although that would be so cool. Anyway.
Oh. Could you imagine that? It'd just be like just circles, wouldn't it? You'd like some
black.
demon, like kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, so this is a cool tip, as you said, with the Alt key. I'm going to just try this again now. So I want to... Yeah, here we go. Right. So hold down Alt. I don't want all this other stuff in the background here. I just want to put it down to my old Barnet right here.
Yep.
So I'm holding the Alt key. I'm moving these sliders here. And then bam.
Look
and
at
I can unflick that. And it's just me. In another window, as I said, I don't know if I can hold this camera up a bit. But this is separate. I can move this around a bit more freely.
Cool.
Which if I wanted to put it higher, I could, or whatever.
This is so
I can do it that way
right now. You're controlling yourself. I'm watching.
This is so trippy, mate. This is so weird. There's like 3 of me going on there. It's like I'm up there, but I'm also like I could put this one higher and it'd be like looking up, but then I'm also looking forward. It's really weird.
It's cool. You're doing a good job.
But it's cool, as I said. Yeah. So I'm going to move me over. Most people have their cameras in the corner.
Yep. So
I'm
it's
going to do
usually
that.
bottom
I'm
right,
also
bottom
going to
left,
add
middle. You can put it
an
anywhere.
image. Sorry, what?
You can put it anywhere, but yeah, most people have it in the corner with a border. And like Tone showed you earlier, adding a source. Adding a source, you can add a media file, which is like a border around you. And stop floating with yourself.
I was waiting for you to notice me just floating around.
So like us, we've got the border of the Game Boy. You can add that in, so it sort of masks rather than just being a solid camera like that. You can do whatever you want.
You do what you want. As I said, yeah. I've also got a Pokemon card as an image, which I'll just show you quickly. Overlays, which is a really handy feature. I think it's very crucial actually. So I'm going to go browser into my folder. I've got a card right there. It's a PNG.
So because it's PNG, it's got. Wait, what? That's broken.
Oh, the background's
An actual
transparent.
PNG. Right. So if that was a proper PNG file, that the background will be see-through, and you'd only see the outline of the card, leaving that space in the middle for your webcam.
Yeah. So we're going to use the Alt key again and just crop off these sides. I think that's what I did it for. Yeah, originally when I made it. So just crop that off.
Yep.
Either side. Ooh, no.
There we go.
I'm just going to scale that down a little bit. Let's put it that big. Right, so here we have, you see your sources.
Yep.
This works exactly as layers in Photoshop, if you're familiar with that, where it's like tracing paper. One goes over the other, goes over the other, and it goes in a line of terms of what's in front of it. So at the moment, this card is one, so that's blocking me. But if I was to move my camera above it, boom, it's now more. I can scale that down
There we go.
a little bit. I'm just going to do this for the time being, so you can see my name. But yeah, that's it. So that works as in like layers as well of what priority of what you have overlaying each other.
You have to remember whatever is at the top of your sources is the first layer. So if you've got a big picture that you want in the background, you need to drag it down to the bottom. That's really crucial. And we spoke about it in season 1 a little bit about like follower alerts and stuff like that. That has to be at the top, because if it's behind your game footage,
you're not going to see it.
You're not going to see follower alerts. So it has to be at the top.
Absolutely, yeah. As I said, so that's that. That's a kind of, that's getting you started with your camera and any images and backgrounds.
But I can't hear you.
No, that's right, because I have not. We're going to work into it. So what do we need now? You can see me, but you can't hear me.
God damn it.
We're going to use next is a microphone, an audio.
Yep. So you
audio
see
input capture on our sources.
So you see next to that menu that turns on now, in the middle with the little bar, the blue bar, that is your audio mixer. So on there you can, Tony will show you in a second, the audio mixer. When you put voices in, so that's either game audio, alert audio, or your microphone, you can control the mixer. Go, man, take it away.
As I said, yeah, that is very crucial, because it took me forever to get the hang of this kind of thing, with gameplay footage being higher than the microphone and all that. Yeah. Very audio like engineering kind of territory. So for now, I'm going to basically show you. So if you go audio input capture, this will load again like another loading screen. You go OK, and it's going to give you a drop down one. So this will be all your audio hardware.
Yep.
Your microphones, your headsets. For the time being, I've got a headset plugged into this PC, so I'm just going to literally go off to the side for a minute.
Roll.
So, because also you can see here, right? So you see the general audio. That would be coming from my camera, but it's not great quality. So I don't want to use the default audio on that. So if I was to go to my Logitech USB headset and click yep and go OK.
You see
now you can see it kind of buffering. Can you see that? I'm going to go
green,
over to it and grab it. So, give me 2 seconds.
Right, hold up. Let me just explain. So that bar right there, you can see it going slightly green and red now. That should be green when it's good. Then it goes to yellow when it's getting loud, and then red when it's peaking. Peaking, if you know about audio, is when it's the loudest possible. So when it's full red bar, too loud. You need to turn it down.
Hold on a minute. Have I just noticed, is the green screen blocking it out?
Yes, I was about to say that. So the green, the good bit right now is very good, but it should be green, but it's not.
Yeah, because we've got a green screen. But if I was to go a bit louder, can you see it going into the
Oh,
red?
it's red.
It's red. You don't want that, people. You don't want it going red because that means it's peaking, which is obviously creating so much feedback that you can't actually hear it properly. It's like too loud. It's like, you know what I mean? So when you're getting started, you want to have, as I said, your microphone that, and you want to just test it. Go as loud as you will. You think you're going to be talking, and then you just want to drag down this bar here.
Yeah, because that will control the master volume of that one audio channel.
Exactly, yeah. And you don't want to be peaking people because it's not good for anyone, like your viewers and yourself kind of thing.
You want
So as I said, you want to keep it between the yellow and greenish. You can go between.
So I usually keep mine just a little bit below the yellow, just a little tad below. Because then when I'm really loud, I'm still not peaking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you want to go your loudest. You want to be like, ha ha, and then go right. I'm going to drop that down a smidge to just be in that territory of the red, the green and yellow. So now that's it. We have camera. We have microphone. Is there anything I'm trying to think of? I'm going to just add a quick background just to show a bit more layer inside of it. So I'm going to go back into my sources, go add and go media source. Yep. I don't need to name it because I'll do all that after. But yeah, let's just load in this. This was on Pixabay under the videos. It's just a basic loop of graphics. I want it to loop because I was going to be continuous before I get started. So you go, okay. We're going to quickly transform that. Fit to screen is your friend. Remember that?
Always.
Always. And I'm going to just drop that right to the bottom because it's the background.
So now your Pokemon card will go at the top.
Yeah. And it will be like, I can have all the things going on here, comments, following stuff, which we will get into. If you like this video enough, we might do a part 2 where we get a bit more advanced on it. Don't know why I'm still holding this because no one can hear me through that.
No, you're like, oh, look at my microphone. So the other thing, people, is that if you do want your maybe a capture card input, so you've got the background, you've got your camera, you've got your audio, it's under video capture device. That is what you want to do. Unless you somehow do it through window capture, but 9 times out of 10 it will be video capture device that you use.
Yeah, with window capture, that is if you're gaming on the same PC in it, and you'd have your game in a separate window, which is, if you've got a decent enough rig, you can get away with it and it'll look pretty damn cool. But as I said, if you're working more with PS4s, Xboxes and all that, you want to kind of go through a capture card through that same setting as I said, video capture.
So that's where we put the webcam on. It's the same one. It's just a different change.
There, yeah. As I said at the moment, if I was to go in, I could add my capture card to it, but there's no point because there's nothing loaded up in it at the moment. But I've gone a bit laggy. Bear me 2 seconds.
That's all right. So, man, I think we should maybe do an outro. So you've got your intro. You've switched to your main game. And I think if we do a part 2 of this, we'll show transitional from different sort scenes from one to the other. So I don't know if you people were here, and hopefully you were, and if not, tune in next week. But if you was here at the beginning, we start on the black screen, we switch to our intro plays, and then we have a transition over to our main, this one, with the behind the streams. And that makes it smooth, and it's good.
It's cool, so you can go and fade out splices and all that, and it just helps you. It's like exactly what you would like in a film. You have fade in transitions, fade out. It just helps you go from one scene to the other, isn't it?
Yeah, without it being choppy. So I don't know whether I can show it on here. So show one that hasn't got it chopped up.
Go for it, have a little go,
Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to show you. If I go to a different scene, remember this is between scenes. So I'm going to switch it now. And that's the transition. So it's got the little bit.
So, for example, as I said, I just managed to load up my capture card with nothing in it. But if I was to have the gameplay footage, I could literally, it's a bit laggy, but you'll see it in a minute. I could make that like that size.
Yeah.
Wait for it to catch up with me. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and I could have a gameplay footage playing in that, and I could still have my webcam on at the same time.
And then people would use that bit underneath the Pokemon card for maybe having the Twitch chat going, goals. It's like follower goals and stuff like that, which you can get through OBS. Not Streamlabs, sorry, not OBS.
Oh, that's for another video, my friend. That's more
Indeed.
advanced, isn't it? Yeah, we can go into Streamlabs and stuff like that. If you like it, let us know in comments and Discord and all that jazz if you're enjoying this kind of educational setup. So yeah, so as I said, we've got our intro now, which is just at the moment a loading screen, which is going to catch up with me in a minute once I stop lagging. Yep. So I've got that, I've got my main, so I'd go from there from the intro. And then if I want to end it now, how do I do that? Got the outro one as a scene. So I've got a little pre-made one that I used to use, which is like a little game over transition thing.
Mm-hmm.
So again, in media source, open that bad boy, close that. Oh, the dab. I've got a dab. I'll put that at the end. Like, I had to get it in there somewhere, didn't I?
You have to. Yes, you do. He did. Oh.
I'm totally not professional, am I? Right.
Totally professional.
So I've got an outro one made up currently. Yeah. I don't want to loop it. Here's a good example. So if I was to keep looping it, it would go on forever and it would be like, it would never end.
Oh, the outro video for 24 hours straight.
Going solo forever. So I'm going to leave that unlooped tick. So go okay. And then I'm going to go, oh, it's already fit to screen because I must have, when I made this one up, I made it 920?
Yeah, so if you switch it from the previous now.
So if I go, this will be the kind of layer of it. I'll do intro loading. I'd go main, do my thing, blah, 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 stream that. And then when I'm ready to go, I go, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Take care. And I click outro. And then boom, it loads. And there's no other, you can see I can talk as well because there's no microphone feeds in this bit, which is really handy because obviously you don't want to have the microphone feed in that source bit. So when you end, you're going, oh, fucking hell. And then you can still hear you as you're doing it, you know?
Yes.
It's like you want to be like, and we're clear when you click that. You know, like in like Wayne's World where they go, and you're clear. And they cut it off in the live broadcast.
So just another note on the far right, and people do this all the time. I've done it. So on the far right, I don't know if you can see because it's a bit blurry. The top one is start streaming.
Ah, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, so the one above that says controls. That is your controls. So you always hit start streaming, okay? But be clear to stop streaming when you're finished.
Exactly. Otherwise, I've done it many a times where I've left it running and gone, oh shit, no, wait, I didn't turn it off.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, when you've got your loading screen, you would go, right, when I'm ready, start streaming.
Yep.
And then that just literally, you should see at the bottom corner, it will be like, it will show you exactly how long you've been live for as well.
Yep, and it will show your CPU usage. It will show you the kilobytes you're using. It'll be like a little green bar, hopefully not red. And shows you how long you've been live and how many frames you've dropped, which is when Tone mentioned right at the beginning about using the encoder. If you're lagging, then you're going to drop a lot of frames. I've
done that in the past, yeah. Where as I said, where I've been halfway through it and then I've looked down and it's gone like, 1,000 missed frames. I'm like, oh shit, I'm lagging. So then I have to watch it back and then cut bits and all that. So you get into the hang of using your drop frames, innit? You kind of get an idea of what works and what doesn't, yeah.
So, my man, that is it. That is a basic...
Once you go to the outro, you pretty much do that. And then when you're a clear screen, you just go stop streaming. And it's as simple as that. That's how you get going.
And
we've shown you the whole lot in almost 40 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, we diverted a lot. But no, that is it. We're going to upload this onto YouTube. And yeah, if you liked it, hit a follow and a comment on YouTube and let us know. And then, yeah, we'll go from there, people. But next week, my friend, what we got?
Oh, we have another guest. Oh, we're on the ball, aren't we? Yeah.
This is, so we've not interviewed this person before. I'm excited about it.
I'm really, we've got a few things planned in it that we've talked about, like building up to this episode that we're going to do as a bit extra. But I feel like the two channels will combine and it's going to be really cool to see it kind of go through that. I'm really excited for it big time, yeah.
It'll be good. So, Tone, I think that is it from me. I'm done, bro. We've mission accomplished.
Yeah, I think that was cool. I enjoyed doing that. As I said, and if you did want to find out more, because I know that you've gone into Twitch way more advanced with your green screens and your other stuff that I kind of go, wow, that's out of my league.
Spaceships.
No, you do really good stuff. And as I said, I think if people enjoy this one and they want to see more, we could look at a bit more advanced features and go from there. Yeah. But as I said, leave comments and DM us and all that good stuff.
Yes, people.
But, no, I enjoyed doing it. It was cool.
Oh, that was nice. So, man, adios.
Adios. Take care, people. Until next week. See you later.
Catch you later, people. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.